All right, everyone, I'd like to call the regular town council meeting to order. If you'd stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's all bow our heads. Our gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. We ask that you'll be with the individuals that couldn't be here tonight. Lord, we ask that you'll be with the people that are here, that you'll give them safe travels to and from. We ask that you'll be with this council tonight, guide them and lead them in making decisions. Lord, we ask all of this in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, please be seated. First on the agenda is a request from Clinch Mountain Motor Works to obtain a banquet license to serve alcohol. I think you each have a little flyer and a letter, and Mr. Manny Ellsworth will come up here and talk to us a little bit.
Well, first I'd like to say thank you for hearing me today. I consider it a privilege and an honor to do business in this town, and but I also need to give you an apology. I'm here on behalf of Project 13-3. And I wasn't aware that I was supposed to be on behalf of Project 13-3 until I talked to the ABC of Virginia. So I'm actually representing Project 13-3, which is a reentry program that serves this community, more specifically the local county jail here. And we have a building project here on Main Street. We're working on one of the county buildings and renovating the upstairs. We're trying to raise some money for it. And part of our fundraising efforts is doing a bike night with fantastic business, Clinch Mountain Motor Works, here locally. Tazewell's finest motorcycle company.
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a great place. The folks down there are fantastic. But they're willing to host an event for us, and the proceeds from this event will be going towards that building project for Project 13-3. Now, we did host an event last month with Virginia Motorcycle Meetup, and it was a huge success. And there was some confusion on my end as to how to go about getting licensing and whatnot. And I want to say that the town did an incredible job helping us out with that event, and we are just grateful for all the support that we get from this place. So, with that being said, I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do. Did I say I officially propose or
Request, I guess.
Request? Yeah, I'd like to request a banquet permit for Project 13-3. Actually, the nonprofit organization needs to carry the licensing for this event to take place. So it will be under that 501c3 and not under Clinch Mountain Motor Works. It will just be the host site.
And be out at your site?
Yes, 2316, which is owned by the IDA, the Industrial Development of the town. So, and I believe there's going to have to be some information to go to the members of the IDA board.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, before that's approval. So this is a tentative approval, I guess?
Yeah, well, the whole idea to cancel, one of my little pet peeves, anytime there's ABC involved, I like for the governing body to approve that. The property does belong to the IEDA, so they will also have approval over activities on their property. And just for the record, they voiced concern at the last meeting for my lack of communication with events on their property. So I take things for granted. I don't mean to do it, but yes, you will have.
So in the hierarchy, do they have to give approval before we do, or does it matter who gives the approval?
They actually own the property,
Yeah.
but y'all have jurisdiction over the locality and ABC. So if you don't want ABC, then tell Mr. Ellswick he looks good. But
You don't have to lie to me, but I appreciate it.
You've got one motion to approve.
Second.
You've got a second. Any discussion?
Who's going to be out there with this part?
Sure.
The ABC? Is the police going to be around, or?
I think that for the last event, the town police stayed close by. They didn't want to intrude on the event itself, and they were just phenomenal.
We stayed down below there on the main lot and checked on them periodically. We didn't have any calls for any services the whole time we were there. I think Sharon Thomas run the alcohol for you.
She did.
Yeah.
So it's happened before, right?
But yeah, it happened here just not long ago when they had their event.
y'all approved it, instead of being evening.
Part of the reason Last time Sharon Thomas had the banquet license, I wasn't aware of all the formalities. Learning how to do these things is difficult for me. And Todd had suggested that Sharon had a banquet license, and he really helped us out on the bench. So it all worked out. However, the money that was made from the alcohol sales went directly to her, and we weren't able to count a portion of the proceeds to Project 13-3, which was our original intent. So, but now we'll be able to this way.
So John is aware of,
Yes, sir. Yeah, I spoke with John and John Gunner from the ABC, and I'm supposed to be in Abingdon with the approval tomorrow. So, well, not like a written approval, but with the ABC paperwork.
Anytime that there's an event in town that involves alcohol, John usually calls me to make sure that we're going to have a police presence, because that's what they require for everything.
We're expecting somewhere between 50 and 75 people. The last event we had somewhere around 350, so it'll be a lot smaller. And we only have one artist, and it's one evening.
Out of curiosity, what project is, or what building is Project 13?
Sure, it was Steve Airy's attorney building there, right beside where Sharina's was. So, yeah, where the county engineers are in the lower portion. We've been working on that building for a couple of years now. The Thompson Charitable Foundation has partnered with us on it, and it's going to be a nice showpiece, I hope.
You have it done upstairs right now, don't you?
That's all we're working on, is the upstairs, from where they're still operating with the county building.
Right.
And we're not sure, I guess, what's going to happen long-term with that building in the county, but we know that we have access to the upstairs. And for what we use that for, part of the problem, I'm in the jail once, sometimes twice a week, working with the
I wouldn't
inmates.
say that too.
Yeah, Chief Bills knows me well. No, but I go up there and I spend time with the folks who are incarcerated. The problem isn't so much while they're in there, they're well fed, well tended to. The problem's when they get out, reacclimating to society. I don't know a better way to say this, but it's an eyesore on the town, is when people are released from jail. They're in their jail uniform very often. They don't have anything else to put on, or at least their orange Crocs, their orange sandals, and they just go strolling down Main Street. What we want to provide is a place for them to actually go, to wait on a ride, to have assistance, a place where they know they can go and they're safe. If not, it seems like most of the folks, once they're released, they're ending up down here at the gas station, beside the Little League field, and that's not ideal. So we're just trying to provide a place for them to go.
Excellent.
Well, and you also work with them to try to get them employment and do a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's the actual function of the program, Project 13-3. We work with transportation, healthcare, education, lodging, all those things.
The jail calls us numerous times and says, don't be alarmed if you see a guy in an orange suit.
Yeah.
They didn't have any clothes, so they release them with whatever they got.
And unfortunately, it's just the nature of incarceration in Virginia. The county jails do not receive the same type of individual support that the state and federal prisons do. So there's no programs for those individuals to come in. So we're just trying to fill that gap.
The orange suits are a different part.
Any other discussion? All in favor of approving the banquet license to serve alcohol, stay so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, stay so by saying nay. Motion carries.
Thank you all so much. God bless you. Really appreciate your work.
Next is, I don't know if this will happen, update on the triathlon.
okay, I'm gonna let Robin and or Chris, or, let me give you a little bit of history. There was a triathlon plan under previous management that we were just, rec management that we were just made aware of like maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago. So we've been shuffling, trying to organize it and get it straight, and I'm gonna let Robin, she's worked with Charity, and, so, yeah.
Charity was just going to give a little update tonight saying that we're still having the event. We have marked off the aqua bike, that's not going to happen, but the other two, the duathlon, triathlon is going to happen. So far, we've got 17 registered, but that's without our heavy, I just now started doing some heavy advertising for it to see if we can get more people. A lot of people won't sign up until the last few minutes. So it's going to be August 14th at 9 o'clock that morning. So far, they've only signed up for the sprint triathlon, nobody signed up for the duathlon. But they're coming from Draper, Bristol, Elliston, Johnson City, Christiansburg, Whitfield, Evanston, so they're a lot of places away from here.
We're just gonna start at it.
It's gonna start up at the lake. You're gonna have a part that you'll do a run, and then you'll do a swim, then you'll do a bike. There's 3 different parts to the race. But she's already got timing set up through Run Roanoke, and we've already went over the details with her, and Andy Sawyer's just helping out a little bit, so we're going over the details as to what we need as far as the buoys, bike racks, things like that. So she seems to have a pretty good handle on it. She was just going to give you a small update to let you know that the event still is going to happen.
That's what, a month?
Yes.
What's the date of it?
August the 14th.
I
On Saturday.
don't run that one.
Okay, you go right there. Dave says he's coming to
Yep,
register.
give him a form. All right, so next on the agenda is new business recognition on schedule. So next is need a motion to approve the council meeting minutes of June 8, 2021, and special called executive session of June 16, 2021.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of approving the minutes, stay so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, stay so by saying nay. Minutes are approved. Next is the approval of the financial statements and financial report for June 2021. Need a motion to approve. Need a second? Got a second? Any discussion? All in favor of approval of financial statements and financial reports, stay so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, stay so by saying nay. All right, so financial statements, financial report approved. Next is the committee and conference updates. Planning Commission committee update. Councilmember Davis.
Okay, the planning commission met yesterday. We actually had 2 things that came before us. We had a couple of individuals with Kinder Family Properties. They own a building out in Dial Rock that they are hoping to be able to open up an Airbnb. One of the people that will be mainly in charge of the Airbnb actually lives in a house right behind it. So it looks like it will be well overseen. And we are actually, the Planning Commission moved that towards the council to recommend that we set a public hearing for that special exception permit. We also had the new owners of Donut Diva came in. There's a special exception permit that they need to apply for as well. There was some confusion over who had to apply for it, and we got that straightened out with them. So I believe that they will probably be back with the owners of the lot next Planning Commission, and we'll be looking at possibly doing the same thing with them to set a public hearing at a later date, because right now we do not have their application for the special exception permit.
I got it today.
You got it today, so yeah, that will be in next Planning Commission. And that's it.
Any questions? Nope. So next is our unfinished business section. Todd, just go give us a bridge update or discussion.
Yeah, I want to talk to you. You've probably seen some of the emails, or will recall some of the emails about structure 1807. That's the one over North Fork of the Clinton, right there behind Kidd, right beside Farm Bureau, right there at 4-way. That bridge, the way it's skewed and the way traffic flows through there, it's going to virtually be impossible to do one lane there. The one over on Riverside going out in Adria, when we get there, we'll be able to do one lane there. Obviously, the loop around that is massive. So just want to let you know, it's still May. It's a May date, start date on that project, but we had originally talked about hopefully one lane in that bridge, because that is the center of our.
How many months to do that? Shutting it all down?
Doing it at one time is going to be about 11 months. Doing it at one time. Now shutting it down one lane is going to multiply.
They did one next to our office in Ridgelands in like 5 months.
Yeah. Well, they've been ahead on all of them. This worst case scenario. It may not be
They're doing the
done.
whole thing.
That's a bigger span, isn't that, Chief? That's a bigger span than that one you're doing. Yeah.
That may not be that long.
So, emergency services, if that's shut down, I mean, that's gonna bring some havoc to.
Yeah, you don't have to go up, what you'll have to do is go up to Dial Rock, hang a left.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a loop that way around, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna take some patience and.
Well, I read those emails and they're right, if you're in a big tractor trailer and you're trying to make a right turn onto that bridge
Oh,
with
yeah.
one lane, there's no way.
Yeah, that was the email that I sent. Yeah, it's impossible to do that. We'd like
Coming from this
to.
end of town, it's just as easy to go down Tazewell Avenue and go up through.
That's right. Yeah. Everybody, you'll figure it out, and there'll be some complaints on it. Actually, you know, in
It's smart
talking.
to open up that gas station down in North Tazewell right now.
Yeah.
That makes you
So I just wanted to let y'all, just kind of an update, but again, it's May, you're still looking at May, so it's quite a ways away.
What about the Adria Bridge, same time?
No, the Adria Bridge was gonna be behind it unless they change the schedule. And y'all may not be aware of this, but that was almost $9 million in free money. And it took, 6 years before they've steadily been working on them, obviously. We've got 3 of them done. We've got Pisky Road done, the one in front of the mill.
Got the one Hardy's.
Yeah, Hardy's done, now this one. The little narrow one on Fairgrounds is also the one laner that the bridge and abutments are beat all pieces. That's also another one that's on the list, so we're really been fortunate for that grant. That was a home run. That's all I've got on that issue. Any questions?
So next is the ratified resolution of support for CPROP funding.
I sent this resolution out to each one of y'all. Y'all have voted via email. In order to get it on record, I just want to ratify it, so if you can just vote in open form, you've already approved it via email.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor for ratifying the resolution of support, state so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, state so by saying nay. All right, motion carries. So next, our new business section, financial policy approval.
Again, over the next month, I would encourage you to just take time and read over it. If you've got any questions about it, please email them. Like I said, we work with several localities to try to put that together in-house.
So we don't need to vote today? since-
No, we didn't have enough time to just go over it and do due diligence, so I'm not gonna. Now, if y'all want to,
That's all right, we'll read it.
we'll read it through, but I'm just not one to put you in a corner. I was hoping we had more time.
Okay, any questions about that? We've got a couple documents to review over the next couple weeks. So next is an update on EMS. We're only allowing good news tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Good evening. I just wanted to update y'all, everyone, on our EMS department. We did really well this past fiscal year, all things considered, with the COVID and employee shortages, supply prices doubled and sometimes tripled with our PPE protection and masks and such. But I'm proud to say we finished in the black this year, the first time ever. As of June 30th, our expenses were $1,227,365, and our revenue was $1,264,700. So I'm really proud of all our EMS employees department. Everybody's been doing a really good job this year.
So how much, what is that difference? It might have calculated.
Like 37,000.
That's not bad.
Hey, it's still the black.
I want to thank Todd. I'm very grateful for him this year. He's kept me in line with the budget and everything, and he's been very supportive. In your packets, I think Robin's included the graph showing our call volume, where our revenues come from this year. 55% of our revenues came from transfers this year. 28% 911s originating in the town of Tazewell, and 17% revenues from 911s originating in the county areas. And we responded to 3,178 calls during this past fiscal year. And 38% of those were transfers, 33% was in the town, 911 calls, and 29 were county-based calls, 29%. So our transfers make up a big portion of our revenue and call volume. And the only thing I would like to add, I'd like to make a recommendation maybe for the next council meeting that we maybe adjust our ambulance transport fees. We haven't done that since 2017, and with all the costs of everything went up, and especially since COVID, I think we need to keep up pace with that. So maybe do some research and bring that maybe to you all.
We haven't done that in 4 years?
4 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're gonna bring us some recommendations?
Yeah, I'll research it and bring it to you the next council meeting.
Excellent, yeah.
I was out there, when was it, 2 days ago? And walking in, I think they got everything set up right. I mean, perfect. I remember that when Councilman Murray and I went out there one day, the setup was like you call and you make a payment, and you got to hang up, and then you got to turn around and call back again to get a payment. And now it's set up, it's automatic through the computer.
Everything's online now. With
Everything's
Medicare, yeah, it's a
online.
rough start.
I didn't know that. So everything's good. It looks neat out there, and I didn't have much to say in reference to, they gave me all the information here in reference to what's going on, which I didn't have.
Well, thank you very much. So next is a donation request from Capital High School band boosters. Manager David?
Okay, y'all got a letter in here, obviously from Tazewell High School band boosters. Just need to know how you want to proceed.
Have we done anything with them in the past?
I don't know, because this is different, this is for, it's an event.
I don't recall it.
This is for the band camp?
Yeah. I don't remember having one in the past.
They're actually, what they're doing because of COVID, last year they couldn't have one, they normally have them at Emory and Emory. And so they're
That's probably
Tazewell. Last year it was limited, and they're doing it now here in Tazewell to help save money.
How many kids are in the band?
I want to say with the whole course, probably around between 60 and 70.
Yeah.
They've
What is
grown quite a bit since.
What is the number there for 60 to 70?
50 to 400.
How much?
50 to 400.
I make a recommendation that we donate 400. Second.
I'll second that, or third that.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor of approving 400 for the band booster request, stay so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, stay so by saying nay.
Brad, I think your son got some type of recognition, didn't he?
He did.
What did he get?
He's selected to be field commander for the
Man,
marching
bigger
band.
than the.
It's awesome. Really, it is.
Very good.
Yeah. Him and his two brothers.
The band is always supportive of the town.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's a
that's
chance to return.
Yeah. So,
They
next
always
is,
play well on Friday nights too.
next is to approve the USDA resolution. Manager Day?
All right, you got a resolution on there. All it does is give me the authority to accept free money. It's the same USDA resolution we do every single year for free money in order to get a free police cruiser.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor of approving the resolution, stay so by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, stay so by saying nay. Motion carries. Next on the agenda, Mr. Richard Smith. We're going to get an update on our rec department revenues.
Hey, the only thing I didn't do not bring this evening was my spreadsheet. I think they have one.
Yeah. Look at that. It's like she knew you were going to forget it.
Y'all look and see, the pool's doing decent this year, stock sports doing decent. We've actually looked things down, see what sells, what not sells. Everybody seems to be happy with it.
Yeah.
This is through last weekend?
Yeah, mine goes to 7/7/21.
Okay.
So I'm probably about 80 of those 105 hot dogs sold.
It looks like you need to buy more Slim Jims.
Yeah, Slim Jims, that's
Well,
it.
no, I mean, the Slim Jims are the worst seller on here.
Asher's probably bought all 6 of those.
I thought it was pretty good.
But actually, concessions going decent up there.
I
No, it's right here.
How are you
They've only-
differentiating pool admission from aqua park? Because you pay one fee, you can do both,
So
right?
that's it, what we do is, one fee covers both, but the attendance, once you go to the pool, you've got a sign-in sheet and a wristband. And if you go from the pool to the aqua park, we also have a waiver and also another sign-in sheet.
So how do you put the money in one or the other? So when you're showing the admission fees, how much you collected?
So what if they go to both? How do you differentiate?
How do you differentiate where do you put the money?
You got a cash
You
register.
split it.
Then we just.
Well, they just paid $5 already in one spot.
I mean, he's just asking how you know for it here.
Yeah.
How do you know that the pool was 13.2 and Aqua Park was 4.1? If you went to-
Richard.
See, I'm gonna have to do that later.
They have
I mean,
different
I just was
reasons.
curious.
Yeah, it's just,
You take the sign sheet and. I don't know, Tracy does, I don't.
Tracy does.
They have different.
If you go to both.
Yeah, if you go to both, then which plus do you count?
Based on where they pay.
Probably where they go.
Oh, okay.
well, yeah.
Say that again.
What is
Will they go where?
The boxes, which one they pay?
Okay, so the pool has a cash register and credit card machine. The aqua park has a cash register and credit card machine. It's based on where you pay.
So it's wherever you go first.
Where you go
Yeah.
first and pay? Okay, all right.
Well, I'm gonna say the cash register.
So it's really not an accurate reflection on,
How much the aqua
One or
park?
the other, right. It's just a combined
Okay.
situation.
is there like a balance sheet on this or is it just numbers?
They got the grand totals there.
Yeah.
Of cost, right? Or
That's
just,
the revenue.
right. But no cost.
Oh, Lord, no, you don't want to say that.
I wish I could.
Right, that would be on the financial.
Yeah, no kidding. I like that.
Yeah, I want to learn how you guys do business because I want to do just revenue.
Flip back to the financial statement, and then recreation.
Set up a little bit.
That's where it's at. Please.
Well, we're doing that, the problem is, you talk about the mulch, the ground covering, the company that used to do that has actually went out of business, and then when the pandemic hit, everything shut down, it's real hard to find that certain type of mulch right now. I've got one lead on it, I'm gonna go check on it tomorrow. But like I said, when we call that company, they are completely out of business. And you can't just put regular mulch in.
Park looks awesome.
It does.
We tried.
Hey, you guys are doing a bang up job.
Yeah, the park looks good, but the kids on it looks
Yeah,
bad.
no, I agree with that. But like I said, the reason that is we can't find the material to replace that with.
What's the status with the new kids
Still an effort, a fundraising effort.
fundraising? Still in that stage? I think that's the ultimate solution there.
If we can get through there, yeah.
We would just find one big contributor,
That would be nice.
Yeah.
just one big.
Dr. Brown can sell his house.
And give y'all a quick heads up, with pool this year, for the past several years, we've not done swim lessons. I've actually got a certified swim instructor as a lifeguard, so we're going to start doing swim lessons this year also.
Oh, good.
Got that took care of, softball tournaments are booked. You want to talk to the fishermen, right, the fishing, the one in the night fish out
He's
there.
always the one
Yeah.
asking about the fishing.
Hush.
I think you need to talk to your town manager about getting it stocked.
Yes, past 3 years, we've had a stock with catfish.
Tell me about the night
Is
fish.
anybody catching?
They shocked it 2 years ago. Y'all remember
Sure,
that?
a bunch of bass in there.
Yeah.
Is anybody catching any catfish?
They're catching up to about, the last one, I big, like 5 pound. They're not the big monsters yet, but they are growing.
Okay, y'all rude. Tell me about the fishing. Who's talking to me about the fishing?
I'm trying to get, I'm getting with the game warden this week, to make sure we can do night fishing out there.
Okay, good.
Then y'all have to prove that to open the park up for night fishing, Because that's right now, we shut down 11:30.
Just one time though.
Yeah.
What he wants to do is have a fishing tournament one night this year, just to see
Yeah, there you go.
the trap doors and the low hanging 2x4s. And then next year, maybe we can have more of them and do, maybe eventually be like the lake over there.
The thing about it is, we've got people asking about catfishing, we also have people asking about carp fishing.
Yeah, the carp's out there.
So that's the big commodity right there.
Catfish is.
Yeah,
Freaking torpedo.
so basically, trying to get that.
Great. Keep me
I think we should
up.
We got other things planned here, somewhere out there, we got fall tournaments, we got high school, the whole track meets out there. We got those booked, and just simple stuff.
Just on that, keep me posted on that part.
Yeah.
That way I'll be-
Can we harm them with a bow? Can we have one of those?
They can't put them back.
Soft water.
Carp?
Yeah, there.
You can't like cars, they're like,
Nope.
hey Richard, what do you call them?
We just met today.
Yes, fall soccer. And then with live today, I've got that right there. In my opinion, the last two directors, or the director before last, done a lot of damage with us through the Y. We're trying to repair that. And with the mayor's help, we've got a pretty good start on it. So basically, we get this done with, and maybe when spring soccer rolls around, it'll be better and better and better every year.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm on the wild, and what you all ended up pulling off this year, no joking, but I mean, you have mended a lot of fences already.
You know, like we're gonna try to win a lot more of
Yeah,
them.
I'm very happy the way.
One time we had hundreds and hundreds of children out there.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of went away. We're trying to get that back. So,
Yeah, kick the ball, that's it.
any questions about anything?
All right, good.
Richard, tell them about the only Southwest Virginia, what's it called, cornhole?
Cornhole, that's another thing. This might sound simple to y'all, but I've noticed over the years, when we have the softball tournaments, when the teams are on the sidelines waiting,
Playing cornhole.
people like playing cornhole.
Yeah,
I mean, it's,
I love it.
so what I'm gonna try to do is get these ball players and see if we can arrange like cornhole tournaments while these softball games are going on. That way, teams be occupied, we might make a little bit,
Yeah,
they'll be
that's a
happy.
good idea.
I mean, it's just simple stuff right now. Later on, we'll try to get bigger and bigger and bigger, but right now, it's, they can hit the ground.
That could turn into a tournament all the time.
Yeah.
When are you gonna expand your trail? When's that going?
Last talk to Don, it's, I can tell you when it's gonna be done, but they're actually back at the back of the lake now, pouring the concrete over the bridge. So basically, it shouldn't be too long. I mean,
2 weeks?
That's the answer for everything. 2 weeks. It's all gonna take 2 weeks.
Thanks, Richard.
not quite done yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
Thanks, Rick. Thank you.
No, he ain't done.
It's not done
Oh,
yet.
it's not done.
He's got more good news for us.
Over my past 21 years, I've heard this 1,000 times. That long-term guy, he cuts grass in the park. When I took my first AFO class, got certified, a parks facility operator, basically this first little 2 week a year, that is my job description at the park. And everything listed on there, I have done one time or another.
Have you ever
Jack of all trades.
Have you ever shut the desk on a ball?
You want one too, Leanne? You need one.
Should I elaborate?
Got any questions? I'm an open book.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks for everything you've done.
Good job, Richard, thank you.
I've heard great things about how it's running out there.
Just keep it that way.
Yeah.
All right, so next on the agenda, set a public hearing for a special exception permit for 294 Dollar Rock Road for August 10th, 2021, at 7:15 PM.
Lisa Collins and Michelle Ball, coming representative of Kinder Family Property. They want to turn the 294 Dial-Off Road into an Airbnb. It's always been a rental, but they feel like this would be a better better fit for the house. They've had renters in there in the past that wouldn't pay, and then COVID would come along and definitely wouldn't pay. I got a map if anybody wants to see where it is, or I can show you on the paper here. Screen either one. It's straight across from Charlie Hart's old bed and breakfast.
Hard sandwich, you got it.
No, this is just to set the public hearing so I can notify all these people. It's room and there's the house. There's 299. I have it on the screen.
Where Charlie Hart, that yellow, Karen Oakland Hart's yellow.
Across the street.
What's that house, Brad?
What's
The original county seat house?
Watts Farm. Straight across.
Straight across from the Watts Farm.
Watts Farm.
Is it across from the yellow?
Turn into an Airbnb, rent it out 3 or 4 days. So here's the reservation on my house, rent the whole house.
Oh, Chris Werner?
So who are these two next to?
This is a friend.
So is this part of it too?
This is Brad's mom. This is
So I mean, it's all closed. Is this part of it? Or is this whole building?
This is a house.
Oh, okay, because I was just like, that's.
The owner lives in this. This is mine.
Yeah, because
It's small, but I really is.
But this is the house.
I'll get one This motion will set up a public hearing.
Make a motion to set up the public hearing.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of setting up the public hearing on August 10th at 7:15 PM, stay so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, stay so by saying nay. All right, Chris, it's set. The next on the agenda is any miscellaneous. No, so next miscellaneous public comment. No one signed in? All right, so next is council member comments.
This is otherwise known as groundhog update.
Exactly. Okay.
You got a groundhog. One, Beasley saw it go across the street. Can't take it.
It was on the other side of the street. It knew where to stand.
Oh, they'll find a way.
I've got 2 in my house, I'm gonna bring up some food.
I'm gonna start relocating.
Groundhog
Richard, I saw a big 8-point on the far right, on the far side of the trail.
You won't believe what's going there. That's my house.
No, I do believe.
I'm going to.
Oh, yeah.
I got
So
it.
you can
And that
still
other
get
problem- that other problem you
Yeah.
mentioned, they're gone.
Worse than that, last.
Have you seen the groundhog up for?
What's that?
Have you seen the groundhog?
So they're about the size of,
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna set them on the side and I can see anything.
how this groundhog's doing? That's any other comments? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second? Second. Any discussion? No. All in favor of adjourning, stay so by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, stay so by saying nay. Meeting adjourned.